We just got off a live. I wanted to share this video on you about. Sorry, guys. This is heartbreaking for me. I'm tongue tied. I was getting ready to leave out, and I want to share this. What is going on in Detroit? Let's listen.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I found out about this on my way into work. Yeah, literally. I mean, I found out about this on my way into work this afternoon, and there are no words. I mean, this is absolutely horrific. This is by far, I think, one of the worst stories we've ever covered here at Fox 2. And I want to warn everybody out there that the details are very disturbing.
If you think about the horrific ads you see on TV to spur donations for animals that have been abused or are living in terrible conditions, multiply that by 10.
A horrible story of abuse and abandonment. Investigators say 3 kids were living in a condo on Lydia Lane in Pontiac for years, alone in horrific conditions.
There was garbage, trash piled 3 and 4 feet high, covered with feces all through the house. It doesn't look like the toilet or the bathtub had been usable or workable for quite some time, primarily because of the feces and trash. I don't think they had basic hygiene knowledge of what to do. They hadn't been given hygiene products for years, toothbrushes, etc.
A 15-year-old boy and 2 girls ages 12 and 13 in the house of horrors since at least 2021, according to the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. Their mother or someone else would leave prepared food on the porch once a week.
They had basically been locked in the house without any kind of guidance or basic hygiene or any kind of education for years.
The kids were discovered Friday. The landlord called police and asked them to do a welfare check because he had not heard from the mother since December.
We went to the house to check on what was going on there and had no idea that there were kids there, let alone kids in grave situation.
Their 34-year-old mother arrested and being held at the Oakland County Jail. The children taken to an area hospital and are now in the care of a family member.
We showed up at the house. The young boy did have communication with the mom and said the police were there, and she said hide. When we took the kids out of the house, they had difficulty walking because their toenails were so long. They hadn't had any grooming. Incredibly disheveled and unkempt, hair very matted, filthy.
Authorities trying to figure out how this abuse went on for so long without anyone knowing about it.
It's pretty heartbreaking that the kids would have to live under those conditions. People just kind of get in their car and go. Another of my neighbors, we were just talking today, and she said to me, she says, look at all this snow. I don't see anybody out helping each other, shovel each other's snow. So I think people are just kind of just doing their own thing now and just kind of going in their places and closing the doors.
Still just so incredibly hard to believe that these kids were in this condo for so many years, never seeing the sunlight, never trying to leave. They were apparently spending their time watching TV and playing games, not in school. We know that they had been enrolled in Pontiac schools years ago, but what happened? Why did they fall through the cracks? And it just, I mean, it's mind-boggling that the girls that we talked about, ages 12 and 13, the sheriff says they were sleeping on pizza boxes, old pizza boxes. A lot more to come on this story, but just absolutely heartbreaking. Reporting live, Camila Mary, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, heartbreaking doesn't even begin to describe it. It's deplorable, it's despicable, it's disgusting. And I think it's really poignant what this woman said at the end of your piece, that people maybe aren't paying attention to the sheriff address, anything in that realm, that folks need to maybe think a little more about what's happening next door and speak up if they see anything suspicious, so something like this doesn't have to go on for so long.
Yeah, I talked to another neighbor, and she'd only lived there since September, and she said she never heard anything, saw anything, smell anything. Those condos are so close together, but I think that, it makes us pause and just think how busy we all are in our own lives. But maybe we need to think, if we never see anyone coming and going, and maybe if we see, people did see that food being dropped off at that porch, that maybe we need to start asking more questions and start figuring out what's going on if something doesn't seem right. But I mean, why these kids were basically, they were locked in there for at least 4 years. I mean, like you said, this story it's hard to wrap your head around.
Okay, just think about it. The mother was dropping off, well, family members would drop off hot food or food every week to that home. The mother allegedly was paying rent. The landlord didn't have a problem or even come and check on the home in 4 years. 4 years because the rent was on time. And in December, he stopped getting the rent. So he did a well being check. I wonder if the landlord ever knew that they were in there. 4 years, he never checked on, or they never checked on the home. Interesting. And the people that dropped off the food, they didn't check on the home. They hadn't been in school in 4 years. A lot of people responsible in this story, and the mother lived elsewhere. So I want to share this story, and I'll be back with a follow up. But it says Oakland. This is the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. It says we are collecting donations for the 3 children we recovered over the weekend from a horrendous situation. They have the sizes of the kids from the 12-year-old, the 13-year-old, and the 14-year-old. And it says new or gently and clean items can be dropped off at our headquarters on the county campus. And they have the address here. So I'll leave this note from Michigan. Okay. The sheriff's office. I'll leave that in the chat. You guys, make sure if you see something, say something. Take care of yourself and each other. This is a horrible, horrible story. And I pray for everyone involved. Bye, you guys.